In yet another tussle that is set to pit the Kenya Kwanza government in collision course with the Azimio team, the opposition has come out guns blazing with a backlash on the proposed Finance Bill 2023 that, if passed, will lead to an increase in excise duty in various commodities. Azimio chief Raila Odinga argues that the bill amounts to punishment to Kenyans.
It's a piece of punishment that Kenyans should be deeply concerned about. We are shocked that anybody living in Kenya and who understands and appreciates what Kenyans are going through can come up with the taxation proposals the bill is making.
This, Azimio maintains, is contrary to the pledge Ruto made to lower the cost of living during campaigns.
The tsunami of taxes in that bill will bury everyone, especially the jobless youth and the poor struggling down at the bottom.
Odinga is promising a tooth and nail fight in Parliament that will ensure that the bill does not see the light of day. Despite being outnumbered by the Kenya Kwanza team, Odinga wants legislators with the country's interest at heart to rise and shoot down the bill.
In the event that Kenya Kwanza uses its hired majority and passes the bill as it is, we want the people of Kenya to understand that it is Kenya Kwanza's bill. It is the Kenya Kwanza's budget. It will be a Kenya Kwanza strangling Kenyans.
Among the proposals contained in the bill, turnover tax will see sales worth 500,000 shillings and above charged at 3%. Odinga argues that the tax should remain at 1% and should be applicable to sales of 1 million shillings and above. On matters affordable housing, Azimio is questioning the rationale behind deducting 3% of basic salaries of employees, some of whom are not qualified to get their houses, yet subjected to the deduction.
It is not clear why an employee who does not need a house would have his or her money tied up in a housing scheme when he or she would wish to spend it on farming or just feeding the family.
In a subtle salvo directed to Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli, Odinga is accusing the Workers' Union of abandoning workers and instead dining with the government.
We saw them on Labor Day talking and not even demanding an increase in salaries for the workers. It seems that the workers' movement has gone to bed with this regime. But we just want Kenyan workers to unite. We will continue to defend the right of Kenyan workers in the absence of an effective trade union movement that represents them.
It is Azimio's opinion that the government does not need to increase taxes to meet what he describes as Kenya Kwanza's internal weaknesses and tax obligation, proposing that the government ought to cut down on the bloated employments such as that of the Chief Administrative Secretary.
An immediate stoppage of non-essential government expenditures, including the appointment of Chief Administrative Officers. 2. Reduction in size of government, excess cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, directorates, advisors, aides, departments and casts are gobbling up finances for the no good value for money.
Kenya Kwanza, according to the opposition, must also cease spending money on political operation disguised as fundraisers or relief food distribution.
Abolish money being spent on political operations that are disguised as relief food distribution or fundraisers. It makes no sense at all for a Kenya Kwanza operative to spend 20 million shillings on a chopper to distribute 1 million worth of food. It makes no sense for a principal secretary to spend 10 million shillings on a chopper to deliver 200,000 shillings at a fundraiser.
Domestic and international travels, according to Azimio, must also be frozen, as well as stem corruption in the government sectors. Martin Opio, K24 TV, Nairobi.